No, couldn't make a play. Couldn't get a stop. Defense is about making stops. And, you know, overall, in the year we've played really pretty good on third downs, fourth downs, and tonight they had our number. We couldn't. They were just more precise than us, and made a couple critical errors there in the second half. A couple third downs, conversions. Let the quarterback run around at some critical times, and you know, just weren't good enough. Didn't coach them good enough, and couldn't make the play when we needed one.
The change in quarterback for them right before the game, did that throw you off at all with them going Thompson versus Shaw?
No.
Was he more adept as a runner as you might have anticipated?
Yeah, I mean, I think the MO was that wasn't really his cup of tea, and I think he showed when he needed to, he did. He extended some plays, and so defended very well.
You guys were able to generate some pressure really early on, but it kind of tapered off towards the end. What were they doing?
Again, it was again we got into a number of again third and fourth down situations, whether we got to fourth down and then they converted, or a number of third down in that third quarter. Another conversions were on penalties on us, you know, as well. Just we couldn't get into a rhythm because of both them and us. Man, it was a funny game. When you just couldn't, you know, and your opportunities were there, you weren't quite good enough. I mean, they weren't, you know, I mean, you got to give, obviously, them all the credit. I mean, they, you know, they scrapped together enough plays and conversions and to, again, keep us on our heels, keep our offense off the field. As a team, we couldn't get, you know, in the second half particularly, couldn't get into that rhythm.
When he was checking down for big gains to running back to the flat, was that
one time we had a busted assignment to the swing route out the flat on the third down. They picked up maybe 24 yards. So,
when you look at this, let's talk about you guys. That seemed to be more effective. Unless Freddie had you guys spread out, spread the guys out. It seemed to be more effective against your defense at that time.
Well, I think you know, when they did that, those were throwing, you know, those were long yardage situations. And again, we had a drop 8. They hit us for a touchdown. Didn't do a good job in coverage. Let the seam route bend in there, and. Again, you know, we had some opportunities to make some plays, and we just couldn't quite do it.
Safety too deep on that seam route?
I don't know. There's some underneath. We need some underneath help to make that, because I think they kind of threw a low shot in there. So it's a bad call. Didn't work. It's a bad call. You know, in the right way. So could have helped put our guys in better position a couple of different times and get it done.
The strategy obviously was to limit you guys with touches, offensive touches. The strategies, South Carolina strategy seemed to be to limit you guys from having any offensive touches.
Yeah, it worked. You know, yeah, they were nickel and diming us. Just executing and making plays when they had to, and keeping our offense off the field.
Can you talk a little bit about Xavier Brewer? He had the sack and then he came.
He had a big game. Xavier had a really big game. Yeah, you know, he was around the football a lot. He was disruptive, good in coverage really most of the night. And, you know, the only thing you needed to go along with that is a win.
Yeah. He had a lot of tackles tonight too. Can you talk about just the whole game?
Yeah, we pressured him, and he showed up in the run game a few times in coverage, and just had good awareness tonight, and anticipated things well, and was physical, and made a number of big plays in the game to keep us in it.
Did Thompson surprise you a little bit with his legs?
Again, it's not like, well, this guy can't run, but I think I think he was very timely in the opportunities that they took with him to run, and you got to do better. Didn't do a good enough job, obviously, of preparing our guys for that. and or a few calls that we could have, changed the call. We'd like to get a couple of those plays back, a couple of those third down situations. Unfortunately, you can't. But they did a good job of scheming a couple things up.
How much a step up in competition was it this?
How much what?
Step up in competition, would you say, over your Wake Forest, your Marylands?
I don't know. With 5 or 6 minutes to go in the game, we got an opportunity. It's a one-score game, so I don't ever look at. I look every game's just different. Every game's competitive. Everything's got its ebbs and flows, and we had a number of opportunities where we could have changed the outcome of the game, and
A couple pass interference calls.
yeah. Well, again, there's other plays that even other than those, but again, they were good enough, and we weren't.
Last week against NC State, you said it was more about what you did or didn't do than it was about what they did. Same thing this week?
It's a little bit of both, Again, there's a few times that you'd like to play some things better, and then some other times they execute and had the right call on. There's no perfect calls. But can we have been better in some situations? Yeah. Could we put our guys in better situations at times? Absolutely. And then sometimes they're going to make some plays. So that's kind of the game of football. So in a nutshell, it's a little bit of everything.
I know I wasn't here. I apologize. Dylan Thompson. Were you